Starting off the album is Peach Glow, which is this mesmerizing track made up of this translucent atmosphere. The first half is relatively mellow, there isn't a whole lot going on. It kind of serves as the build up to the latter half of the track, which has this hypnotic synth lead, some airy background vocals, and some plopping percussion as well. It's like I'm floating in a glowing sea. Great opener. This is a pretty psychedelic track. It sounds like Tame Impala's take on Vaporwave. The radiating, rippling feeling of the track is very serene, and I like the chord bit in the last leg of the track. I will say it does stretch itself a bit thin instrumentally around the halfway point. There's not really a whole lot going on. It kind of sounds bare, but the last third of the track really makes up for that. So I really enjoyed it. Here we have some VAPORFUNK. The electric groove with the snappy synthesizer licks is pretty funky fresh, if I do say so myself. And there is this like overbearing mist that kind of clouds the entire track, adds a nice like density to it. Like there's a lot going on. The chill vocals and core melody complements the instrumental very well, and it ends up being quite a high point on the album. TERRACE is something I would imagine I would be listening to if I was looking outwards towards a city from a mountainous residence while I'm standing on my porch. The first minute serves kind of like an establisher for this ambient atmosphere before the song eventually blossoms into this aerodynamic experience where all the electronics and vocals and just sounds and samples in general coalesce into this very euphoric soundscape. It is fantastic. I love the droplet key rhythms and the caressing vocals. It kind of sounds like I'm being submerged in this dreamy sea filled with loving memories. Andrew sounds so good on this track. The effects on his vocals are so well mixed, and I love kind of like the sorrowful chord or synth line that happens after the refrain. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it sounds great. It is definitely my favorite on the album. I did appreciate this song in terms of what it tries to do with its sound. The textures sound good, and I did like the frozen main synth line on the back half of the track to be an interesting idea. But in comparison with the other tracks, it's relatively mundane. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. I don't get a lot out of it. It's alright. It's alright. This is another well done, kind of glossy, poppy vaporwave track. I like the twinkling bells, the kind of grainy bass, and the soft pulsating synth rhythms that are scattered here and there. The vocals are as chill and as dreamy as ever. I don't have too much to say about this, but I ended up loving this one. Reverie is exactly what it sounds like it would sound like. Wait, what? This track has a nice aquatic feel to it. There's nothing abrasive or overbearing or challenging about this track. It's just very smooth. It is very hypnotizing. The vibe of the track is very subdued and loose. The snaps and glistening twinkles are a pleasure to listen to. Where I feel like the other instrumental track on this record, CHROMEFALL, I believe, wasn't as focused. Reverie, I think, contributes more to the album overall, so yeah, I thought it was good. Wow, what a slow burner of a track. This is like chillwave meets house music. I love the wintry, futuristic city allure of the soundscape that's made up of this these washing electronics, this very subtle vocal sample that adds a nice touch of frostiness to the track, and this driving house beat in the latter half of the song. The progression of the track has a great payoff to it. It sounds like something I would hear from 2814. Man, it's awesome. The closure on this track is phenomenal, simply only because of the saxophone lead on this track, which has multiple tonalities to it, giving it a variety of flavors on the track. It is pretty prominent in the first half, but as the track goes on, it transitions into a nice background embellishment to the watery electronic production and the faraway kind of sounding vocals on here as well. Yeah, overall, it's a stunning way to cap off the album. It's a very clean, pristine, sweet track. I am really glad to be listening to something like this, because rather than making vaporwave music that kind of conforms to the established formula that most other artists conform to, I feel like here Fake Fever is able to contribute more to that traditional sound while also adding a unique flavor of himself into it. Like I said earlier, it kind of sounds like Tame Impala meets vaporwave and chillwave. I would even argue there's sounds here from Toro y Moi and Sunset Neon. A lot of the songs have similar sounds, but they're used in much different ways to convey different moods and different feelings. Andrew's vocals are very lovely and fitting, especially on the Scarce track where he sings the whole way through. I kind of hope on his next record he is able to kind of push his voice into the spotlight, because I think it works very well. Yeah, overall I think it's a very fun, enjoyable album to listen to. I love it. I thought it was great, and I am looking forward to whatever Fake Fever does next. I'd give it a